Don't become too attached. You'll have to return him one day.
I named you Remy. Remy. Like the child we'd lost. Remy. Here. These things are yours. This belongs to you. Look.
I don't want to go to the orphanage, Mama. Don't let him take me, please.
Shh.
Please.
Don't you worry, dear. I won't let him do that.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
Remy. Remy. Wake up now, sweetheart. I have something to tell you. We thought this over all night, and we thought that maybe we might get money from the city for the whole time you've been here.
And what if the mayor refuses?
Like to see him try. There are laws in this country.
Thank you, Mama.
Oh.
With all that money, we might be able to buy back Rosette. Ringmaster beats her, even though she's always been good. Aren't we going in?
We're not stopping at the town hall.
Why? Where are we going?
You know perfectly well. You're going to the orphanage.
But you said we'd get money from the...
Shut up! I said that so my wife would let you go with me. At the town hall, they don't care about people like us. All we have left is in my wallet. That's why we can't keep...
You're hurting me.
Enough! I'm taking you there now.
No!
Oh, you little brat! You... Remy? Remy! Don't let him go! Catch him some more!
What do you think you're doing, you?
Let him get away! Open up! Open up! Get out of my way!
What frightful crime did this child commit to deserve the wrath of an entire village?
With all due respect, sir, it's none of your business. This kid's a foundling who refuses to be brought to the orphanage.
Watch yourself, boy. You wouldn't want my friend here to grab your ankle. The orphanage, that it? Come sit at my table and tell me your story. Now then, you want to be rid of the boy here because you don't want to spend any more money on him. Huh. But, did it ever cross your mind that he might make you some money?
Come again? How so? Real money? How much?
30 francs.
I don't follow.
It's quite simple. I propose to rent this boy for 1 year to begin, and if he proves satisfying, I'll keep him longer. So what do you say? 30 francs. I think my offer is reasonable. Huh?
Well, sir, What is your name, anyway?
Vitalis. Master Vitalis. Artist of the byways and trainer of animals. You made the acquaintance of Cappy, and the mischievous scoundrel there is called Lovely Heart. We tour the country to earn our living, and as you can see, we're sufficiently well off. But I was thinking that a child like this one, pale and undernourished, might be just what we need to provoke pity in the public when we pass the hat.
See your point. But 60 francs a year.
35.
55.
Too bad.
Oh, no. No. You got a deal. Right.
Keep moving.
Remy.
Mama! Let me go! Please, please!
Remy!
Mama!
Remy! Remy!
Mama!
Come on.
Let me go!
Mama!
Let go of me!
Mama!
Remy! Let go of me! Remy! 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 Remy!
She told me to come here to listen. I am not the one, it's her.
She had a fine idea. Come in then and join the two of us. Dry your tears. There, that's better.
Were you ever able to escape after that?
In daylight, that would have been difficult. On the other hand, the very first time we stopped at nightfall,
The first rule for a wandering performer is to never venture into the woods after night has fallen. Stop cringing. I'm not going to hit you. I've never beaten a child before. I'm not about to start with you. You don't understand what I've done. I didn't bring you with me to cause you pain. If not for me, tonight you'd be at the orphanage. Come on. Come lie down. Get some sleep. Here we'll find clothes befitting your new life. You're not happy with them?
I am. It's just that people will stare.
Ha! Of course people will stare at you.
The bill's 10 francs.
Master, why are you spending so much money on me?
I beg your pardon?
You gave those 3 silver coins to the Barbarans yesterday, and then again today at the cobbler's. It's obvious Mr. Lovelyheart is unhappy just eating stale bread. That means you don't have as much money as you said you did to Barbaran.
I admit it. I don't earn my living as well as I pretended to. And it's true that I used almost all of the savings the troop has for you. But if I did do that, it's because I knew you would be precious. I heard you singing the other night in the barn. A pure heart and a pretty voice are rarely found together. I didn't want to hire you from Barbaran to pass the hat. I hired you because I want you to sing.
To sing? You mean in front of a crowd? But they'll make fun of me.
Ha! If you prove as generous with them as with your cow, they're gonna love you. Captain Cappy, Mr. Lovelyheart. Here, hold this.
Master Vitalis?
Now, your job is to observe and to listen, and do whatever I tell you at the exact moment I tell you to do it. gentlemen, come closer, kids. Come on. Open up your ears. Widen your eyes. And then prepare both hands for applause. Because the spectacular show we'll present is known to be the most extraordinary in France. No, not in France. In Europe and its surroundings. Huh? What's that? You don't believe what I say? Hmm? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we shall demonstrate for this young buffoon just what magnificent performers we are. Oh, this is no time to be timid, Cappy. Don't be timid. You should greet our friends. Captain Cappy, you're on. Bravo, Captain. And you, General? Let's go, Captain. Turn. And turn. Keep turning. The other direction now. Oh, Captain, you're making my head spin. Ah, at last. Watch it. There's an obstacle. Let's give him a hand. A big hand. A bow now. Bravo, Captain. What's that? We have a painful paw? Come on. Goodness, it's clear we're not going to get far like this. So, since he's been hurt, we'll have to put him down. Bang! Oh, that was a very bad decision. Reassure our friends, Captain, and rise up with energy. And now, the crowning moment of our show. Careful, ladies and gentlemen. Step back. Give us room. Take your place. Alley-oop. And bravo. Alley-oop. And alley-oop. Ho! Yes! Bravo! Bravo! Good job. You did well. Now take your bow. I'll join in and thank the dog. Thank you all. Thank you. Thanks very much, dear audience. Much appreciated. To conclude our show today, it is my privilege to present Something Gentle, the voice of an angel, which will melt the hardest of hearts. It's the premiere of this young prodigy, and so I would ask you to encourage him with thunderous applause.
What am I supposed to do?
Sing, of course. Well, for a first time, it's quite a success, eh? Bravo! What are you doing?
I'm returning your presents. I told you I wouldn't be able to.
But you had stage fright. That's normal at the beginning. You'll see next time
There won't be any next time. I'll never sing again, you hear me? Never again!
You really think I'm going to let your fear waste your talent?
How can you tell if I have any talent? You're nothing but a dog trainer.
I know enough to be able to recognize a gift when I come upon it. You'll sing whether you want to or not.
You won't be able to force me. You said before you never beat a boy. If you force me, it means you'll be a liar.
Very well. In that case, I'm going to bring you personally to the orphanage. I mean, really.
Anyway, what difference does it make? That's you, isn't it? You were a violinist?
I was more than that. Read on. You never learned to read, huh? It is written there. Yesterday, the celebrated violinist left Vienna, accompanied by his wife and his son, for Venice, where he will play before Italy's highest society. That's right, boy. Long before I was just a tamer of dogs and monkeys, my talent as a musician was particularly acknowledged, which is why I feel qualified today to recognize a great voice, one like yours.
What's this?
The first letter of the alphabet is the letter A. There are 25 others. If you work and learn to know the letters and to assemble them correctly, you'll be able to write your mother. You might even be able to include in your letters a part of our earnings. In exchange, I want you to work hard on your singing so that you're able to sing when I ask you to perform. Huh?
C. Wait for me. E. F. G. K.
Up, down!
P. B. O. Mama, my dear Mama Barbara Ann, I hope that you are happy now, in spite of the distress I saw you in when you saw me leaving you. Now that I know how to write, I will send you as many letters as I can. Barbara Ann rented me to a good master, a very good master who never beats me, and who always shares his bread with me and the animals in the troop. Above all, he is teaching me to sing. And he even says that if I learn to sing in front of people, then I will make money. If I am able to, I will send you as much money as I can, so you can buy Roussette back. I send you all my love, my tender Mama Barbara Ann. Yours, Remy.
Da, da. Here's your nursery rhyme. These little notes contain what you are in the deepest part of you. Always keep this manuscript close to your heart.
Master?
Angelina.
Master? You were shouting last night. Enzo and Angelina? Were those the names of your wife and your child? Is it because of them you finished playing violin? That you're no longer the man the papers write about? Excuse me, Master. I didn't mean to pry.
No, you're right to ask about it. The problem is sometimes certain names awaken old sorrows.
I won't mention it anymore. Anyway, what have you got to show me?
Your last exercise.
What are we doing, Master?
No, just trust me. There we go. Now that you understand technique, you must rediscover how to sing with your heart. Inhale this perfume.
Chavanon. That's the smell of Chavanon.
Sing.
My master hadn't lied to me. I loved singing intensely, and I already knew that I would never stop singing. The fullness, the freedom, the sharing. I knew at that instant that nothing would ever make me give it up. When summer came, our troupe sought out generous audiences, particularly the English aristocracy, who seemed to have plenty of money to spend.
Come on. Well done, Mr. Lovelyheart. You fine? Get down now. And salute. Salute. Come on, like an English general.
Children, the kites are ready for you now.
Remy, give me a hand, will you?
It's frustrating, isn't it? Seeing them have fun and not being able to join them even if it is my birthday today. Why don't you go play with them? Excuse me, I didn't notice that you were handicapped. I'm sorry, I didn't mean... Forgive me, it was stupid to say that. If you could have seen the
a look you had.
I don't find it so funny.
It is pretty funny, admit it.
Let them play, please. I'm afraid I don't often see my daughter laugh.
And anyway, even if I could walk, I wouldn't go play with them. They're so boring.
I was the happiest of little boys.
What was wrong with her?
A rare disease called coxalgia that caused such suffering that she could barely move, let alone walk.
My name is Lise.
My name's Remy.
And did you see her afterwards?
I did, but not in the circumstances I had hoped for. Because while being itinerant artists provided us with some delightful encounters, it also involved others that were far more painful.
Oh, bravo, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop that!
My master had already warned me about certain spoil sports, who thought that street performers were nothing but miserable beggars who stole the money of honest citizens with their foolishness.
Gentlemen?
Your authorization, if you please.
Our authorization?
The authorization from the city which permits you to perform in this town, and to perform with animals wearing neither leash nor muzzle.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't realize we needed one. Are you certain that we really require an authorization?
Are you questioning my judgment?
No, of course not. But it's just that I put on shows here each year, and it's the first time I've heard of an authorization.
So you confess to this infraction?
Yes, but only because I was unaware. And of course, to prove my goodwill, I'll go this very afternoon to the proper office.
Very well. For now, I have to write you a summons and place your animals in the pound. Silence!
But, officer, I've just told you that I was ignorant of the law.
That's no reason to violate it. Take the animals.
But, sir, there must be some other way. I assure you, my dog wouldn't hurt even a fly.
What are you waiting for?
I'm not feeding my finger at that much.
Abby, please.
Wait, officer, please! Officer!
We didn't do anything. Stop!
Stop that! Remy! Get away!
I place you under arrest. Take him away.
I wonder if Josephine actually went to all the places he writes about. I'd be really surprised if he went that deep into it.
Having heard many witnesses testify to the defendant's innocence, the court declares Master Vitalis not guilty of the charge of disturbing the peace. However, to be fully informed, we had to investigate your record. And we were somewhat surprised to discover that all the information regarding your identity is false. The court would like to be lenient with you, sir, on the condition that you state your true name and that your record is spotless.
Why didn't you tell him the truth?
It was absolutely impossible. No one must ever know. Ever.
Because of who? Enzo and Angelina? Why is it no one can ever talk about them with you?
Because I killed them. At the time, I wasn't the man you know today. I was an egoist, selfish, full of myself. My family bored me. I preferred high society, where people knew how to flatter me. Every evening, in spite of my indifference towards him, My poor Enzo never failed to light a candle to help me make my way in our living room. No one knows what actually happened. Could have been a draft. Maybe the candle fell on the carpet. I did everything I was able to save them. But the fire had already consumed my house. I buried my son when he was 10. At the cemetery, his nanny sang his favorite children's song. A nursery rhyme that I, the most famous musician in all of Italy, I'd never heard before. Oh, of course, everyone pretended to be sympathetic, but no one doubted it was my fault. You might have thought that my career was finished, but no. On the contrary. Tickets sold out immediately as soon as people heard that I was returning to the stage. Audiences went mad. They absolutely wanted to be there to witness my rebirth. It's then I decided that it was over. That I'd end it all. Never again would I play the violin. The life I live today is my penance for not being able to save them.
I will be here when you get out.
How long? 2 months.
Oh, the lots.
Remy, you asleep?
What are you doing here?
I missed you.
Huh?
You seem to be comfortable here.
You shouldn't be here. And you know it's dangerous to go wandering around on a barge with nobody.
Why do you have this baby blanket?
Don't touch that. I'm sorry. I was wearing it when they found me as a baby.
I had never told anybody about my story.
She brought me to Mrs.
Not even my master.
She took care of me.
But I had never realized how much I really needed to share it. That's the way the most glorious summer of my young life began.
Good night, Lise.
You too, Remy.
Master Zacharias.
And Master.
And Master Zacharias.
He seemed almost dead. Rose from his bed.
What is he? Cappy?
Yes, it's me. Yes.
Master! Master!
would like Remy to stay with us. Remy's completely transformed, Liz. You've noticed the bond they have? My poor girl's about to undergo a delicate operation. She'd greatly profit from his presence during her convalescence, which will be difficult.
After that?
After that?
After the convalescence of your daughter.
Frankly, I was thinking Remy might stay with us. If he liked, he will receive an education that would permit him to become her personal butler.
What about his singing?
Singing?
His singing. Remy possesses the talent and a passion for the art.
To be sure, Master Vitalis, but let's be serious.
Madam, it's true that the life that you promise is certainly comfortable and far less risky than what I can offer. However, you don't seem to realize the grandeur of this child. You give the boy the opportunity to climb the ladder of servitude in your family. The life he has with me is rugged, but it forges his character. And even if the route that leads to your world appears difficult, the grandeur that I see in him permits me to believe that one day he'll be able to enter through the front door. Now, you're proposing at best that he become the valet of your daughter, and I want, if he'd like to one day be able to give him the possibility to ask you for her hand with pride.
You seem very aware of our world, Master Vitalis. So you won't be surprised if I say I find you unreasonably optimistic.
I am indeed, whenever I hear him sing. But it'll be his choice. Whether he stays with you or comes with me, the choice is up to him.
He's a child.
Oh, yes, that he is. But he's a child who's experienced more than many adults have.
Will you come see me?
I promise.
Good night, please. Good night, Remy.
I could see that our master was less and less hardy. He was so weak that one day we couldn't even reach the destination that we had decided that very morning to reach.
Master, are you hurt? Are you all right? Lovely heart, come back!
Get in! Now! Come on, I said, move!
Gabby, no! Gabby! Gabby, no! Gabby, quick, come on, boy, come on! Come on, boy!
Lovely heart!
Lovely heart?
Lovely heart!
There.
Lee, sweetheart, why don't you help me on this wrap for your little cousin?
That's the same wrap as Remy's.
I'm afraid you're mistaken, dear. This is a model from one of the most famous designers in London. I'm quite sure Remy...
But Remy was adopted.
Adopted? What do you mean?
The best room you have, please.
From the little I know of animal health, I'd say he's suffering from pneumonia. Keep him warm and hope for the best. How long have you been coughing?
It's nothing.
Let me examine you. I won't ask for any more money.
I know what I have. It's really nothing. Doctor, please. Goodbye.
Since when have you been sick?
A few weeks.
Are you already coughing blood? You know the prognosis if you don't get treatment rapidly.
Yes.
Very well. If you change your mind, don't hesitate to call me back.
I appreciate it.
I'm serious. Please do.
Yeah.
Tuberculosis kills quickly if it's not treated.
Goodbye.
How are we going to pay for the room? We don't even have enough for bread.
Our request that the innkeeper organize a performance.
That's impossible. Just look at us. What kind of show could we do?
No need to worry. This evening I'll perform myself.
Good evening, my friend. How's the family?
Fine, thanks. Delighted to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't stay in the back. There's still room in the first row. Take your seats, please. Take your seats. A very special performance this evening, which should prove exceptional, as our establishment is hosting an artist whose fame is global, and who's accepted our proposition to play for us tonight. In just a few
Very
moments...
good. The house is full enough to expect 40 francs in the hat.
40 francs?
It's the price of the room for a week.
We've never made more than 20 francs. You're far too sick.
Have faith in me.
We only got 26 francs.
But the bowl was full.
Full of small change, Master. How will we ever save Lovely Heart if we don't have enough to pay for the room?
Please excuse me. I simply wanted to say how beautiful I found your work.
It's very kind of you to say so, madam. Perhaps I might offer...
No, forgive me. It's just that... you understand, I'm also a musician. And I remember what made me want to pursue that vocation. I was just a small girl. And on that night, the great Carlo Balzani triumphed at Milan's La Scala. If you only knew how moved I was by that concert. I never thought I would feel that way again. Until this evening.
I'm sorry. I am not that man. I am just a humble musician who knows a few techniques that might entertain a crowd.
Huh. In that case, excuse my interruption. If you had been that man, I would have wanted to express my sympathy for the loss that you suffered, as well as my respect for the silence that you chose to assume afterwards. Arrivederci, gentile signore.
door. She gave us a golden coin.
We'll be able to pass the winter in our room.
Lovely Heart is saved. Come on, Cappy, let's go. Lovely Heart, look, a golden coin. Master? Come on, Cappy, let's go.
Now breathe as deeply as you can. Right. You may put your shirt on.
Hey, boy. You got a letter this morning.
Thank you. Please.
I'm hospitalizing you today.
No.
You've played around with this enough, Master Vitalis. Even if you feel strong enough to fight it, the pneumonia's been festering far too long. It is my duty as a physician to tell you that if you don't accept a serious treatment immediately, I can't guarantee that I can cure you later.
What am I going to do with you both now? What am I going to do with you? Remy, we have to talk. What happened?
Dear Remy, I can't tell you the joy I felt when I received your letter. Not just because you gave me your news, but especially because I was desperately afraid I wouldn't have your address to announce to you what I have to say. My mother and I seem to have found your parents. Remy was adopted.
Adopted? What are you trying to say?
That the Barbarins are not his real parents. They found him in France when he was just a baby. He was wearing exactly the same blanket. I know because he even let me see it. The labels were even torn out of the lining. So Remy could never have known who his real parents were. My mother saw right away that if the blanket came originally from London, maybe you did too. My mother told your story to all of her friends. And just a few weeks later, a barrister, James Milligan, wrote to us about you
And asked us to contact him when you got in touch with us.
My parents! My real parents!
What can I say, my boy? Off we go.
Thank you! Thank you, Master! Cappy, come on! We're gonna see my parents, Cappy!
May I look at it, please?
Sorry about the presence of these two policemen. attempts at fraud have not been unknown ever since the disappearance of the baby Driscoll.
Driscoll?
So then, you seem to be the one.
Yes? Sir? Driscoll, is it the name of my father?
Not only of your father, but also of your mother, and your brother and grandfather. And I've represented the family since your disappearance. Do you feel ready to meet them?